All right, here we are. It's a beautiful Sunday, and I have new strings, so they might go out of tune. I don't know, but they've been trimmed. They got a little haircut. Before this, they were hanging everywhere, so that looks all nice now. So this is going to be the second part of the Sunday Slowdown class. And what we're going to do is start off with just going through the Sunday Slowdown notes, which we didn't really look at last week because I just wanted you to get the melody going. So don't worry about looking at that sheet right now. What I want you to do is just check out the notes I'm playing. So I'm playing, in terms of fret numbers, 3, 1, and then on the second string, 3, 1. You can do a lot for improvising just with those 4 notes. You don't even need the 4 notes, you could do 2. You don't need a lot, but what I want you guys to do right now is play with me 3, 1, 3, 1. We'll use that over top of the C7 chord progression in the Sunday Slowdown blues. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to play 3, 3, 1, 1, and then on string 2, 3, 3, and then 1, 1. Let's do it again. See how I'm reaching? 3, 3, 1, 1. Second string, 3, 1, 1. Now, if you played this on your baritone, if you were in the baritone group, you know, if you had that cooking in your city or your town, this would not be a C blues scale. It would be a G blues scale. Works the same way, just in case you're playing something bluesy and in G on your baritone. Okay, so now I'm going to say the note names while we play this. So it's going to be C, B flat, that's your blue note, then G, and then F. Okay, I'm going to do that again. C, B flat, that's your blue note, right? And then G, and then F. If you say to yourself, oh, I want more, well, there's always more to be had, but we're going to start just with the 4 notes so that you can memorize everything that's cooking with this. So this note is your C. Now I see my screen has turned on to that little blur thing, so I'm just going to move forward. Settings got twitched around in this screen. Okay, so that's your note C. So we're going to go up and find F. C. 5th fret is D. 7th fret is E. 8th fret is F on that first string. The same pattern can be played there. So now you can use the same fingers. The fret numbers are going to be 8, 6. And then on the next string, 8, 6. Okay, let's do that again. Just like a little rectangle. 8. We'll play each one twice. 6, 6, 8, 8, 6, 6. Now I'm going to say the note names. Okay, so here we are on that 8th fret is an F. 6th fret is an E flat. And then on string 2, fret 8 is a C. Fret 6 is a B flat. Let's play that again. 8 for F. 6th fret for E flat. Second string 8th fret for C, and then B flat on your 6th fret. You start seeing where those notes are in common, right? 3rd fret and 1st fret here, 8th fret and 6th fret here. Those connections you make, you know, in time as you practice more and more, but if you think about them right here, you start to feel that freedom on your fretboard too, and it's really a good feeling. Okay, we got to find the G one now. So that's going to be, I put my ring finger on fret 10, and I'm using my index finger. You might, like your hands are bigger than mine, so maybe you're going like that. I like to keep it like this so that I have a finger assigned to each fretboard. I'm going to see if I can turn off that blur. Oh my gosh, that is blur. Okay, fine. I don't know what's going on with this camera. We'll just ignore that little blurry bit in the background. So we've got fret 10 and then 8 for the G. And then just like the other ones on the second string, it's going to be fret 10 and then fret 8. Okay, now let's do it again. We'll play each one twice. 10, 10, 8, 8, second string, 10, 10, 8, 8. Now while you play that, I'm going to say the note names. Okay, so we've got G, F, that's the flat one there, it's an F natural. Okay, and then we've got, oh my gosh, what have we got there? D and C. So fret 10, D, fret 8 is C. Okay, let's do that again. G on 10, F on 8, okay, then D on your 10, and then C. Things you can do with these 4 notes. If I have my fingers lined up like that, one on each fret, then I bet you I can play that 10th fret and I can bend that string real good because I've got those fingers there, not sitting right on top, but see how they're kind of underneath the string a little bit, still on it, but just tipped a bit, and you can play it. You can bend it real good. And make the stank face. So try that right now. Just give yourself a minute to try bending that 10th fret and see if you can control that. And when I say control it, like not have your fingers go boop off the string. You can bend it a lot, bend it a little bit. If you put your tuner on, if you clip on a tuner while you're bending, you can see exactly what note you're reaching to as well, which is kind of nice. Then you'll start to learn exactly how far you have to bend in order to go up by 1 whole step, which is 2 frets, or a half step, which is 1 fret. Half step has kind of a nice sound, and you can just, like, these strings are super bendy, you guys. You can have a ball with them. I gotta tune up my uke again though, because I know these strings are so fresh. Yeah, well, there you go. Okay. All right. So what I want you to do right now is go back to your C pattern. I'm just going to call it the C pattern for now, so that you know it's that rectangle. Okay. We're just going to do a little self-check, right? So find your C pattern and see if you can play it while I play the C chord. And I'll remind you the frets too, okay? So they're 3, 1, 3, 1. Strings 1 and 2, 3, 1, 3, 1. And just see if you can match my rhythm, 3, 1, 3, 1. And just play around a little bit. You might just play the notes following my beat. You might double them up. You might be like C, C, B flat. Oh, I can't say them all. Okay, numbers 3, 3, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1. You might be like, whoa, I'm going to mix them up. Absolutely. Okay, now I want you to move up to your F pattern, which should be on frets 8 and 6. Here we go. Same idea. Move around those 8 and 6 frets. Right now I'm playing an F7 chord. Give you a bit of a bluesier feel, but sounds just fine over an F chord too. So if you're playing with your friends and they've got some sort of little rocky, bluesy tune, country-ish tune, almost any sort of tune, maybe not classical, well, maybe classical, push the boundaries. You could throw in little bits there. with those 4 notes. Okay, now we're going to go up to the 10th fret for that G. Here we go. 4 and G. So it should be frets 10 and 8 on strings 1 and 2. You'll see on those Sunday Slowdown notes, if you happen to have that page open in front of you or have it on your desk in front of you, you will see that I've got the 4 notes set aside in the first part of each line. So the first line is a C blues scale, then F blues, and then G blues, which is what we're on right now. You can stay with the 4 notes of that first part, or you can add on the extra bits of the full scale. This is a no pressure thing. This is Sunday. We're relaxing, man. Okay, I want to go back to the F. Okay, so the 8th fret, here we go. So you can decide if you want to play all those notes, want to stay with the 4. Ultimately, if you're comfortable with the 4 notes and you start to add in extras, it's a good feeling, right? A little bit more ability to move across the fretboard, but you got to start somewhere. And 4 notes you can get a lot of miles out of. Okay, I want us to go back to the C pattern now. Be playing all sorts of notes. I can't see what your hands are doing, and that's okay. You might just be playing a couple of notes. You might be sliding from one note to another. If you remember how to slide, we'll talk about that too. Slides, hammer-ons, pull-offs, repeated notes. And what else we do? Bends. Vibrato. Anything you play is perfect, because it's just about improvising, exploring your instrument, and just having fun. I gotta have a sip of coffee, so I'm gonna stop playing now. All right. That last thing I played, the that was the full C7 scale, or C blues scale. That looks like this. You've got your 3-1, and then on the next string, instead of playing just 3-1, you go 3-2-1. And adding in that 2nd fret, boy, what a sound, hey? So I'm going to play that again. I'm going to go 3-1 and then 3-2-1. 3, 1, 3, 2, 1. So if you're comfortable with the 4 notes of the first pattern, then add in that middle finger. Slower. Right? So that would be the next step. Okay? And then if you're comfortable with that, then go to string 3 and just play 3, open. That open is your C note. So it's good to end a scale on the name of the note that the scale is named after. So then we would have this. I'll play it descending again. The whole shebang is 3, 1, then 3, 2, 1 on the next string. 3, 2, 1, and then 3-0. It's so much fun to end songs with that. Okay. Step 1, get this. Step 2, get this. Right, so you got the 2 strings. Step 3 would just be adding in that middle finger. And then step 4 would be adding in the 3rd string. When I do that vibrato, I can do it comfortably here with 1 finger, but I do like to have a couple fingers down so I can control that. So I play the string, I just wiggle it, I roll that string, move it, slide it back and forth across the frets, really. Wiggle, wiggle. I don't lift up my fingers at all. Keep the pressure down, not super hard. And that vibrato, think about B.B. King. He's like crazy with that vibrato. Okay, now that we've played all of that, I'm going to share my notes sheet with you guys, just so we can look at that now, because I don't want to I just want you to be able to listen to the music and watch my hands and stuff, and then we can take a look. So just to make sure you're totally on with that. So the first 4 notes there makes like a rectangle shape. I'm just looking at that C blues scale as the example, right? 3-1-3-1. So I've got the notes written above. Depends on what works for your brain, right? Which way you want to read it. Okay. So then when you go on to the full scale there, you've got that 2nd fret note there, which is a G flat to toss in. And then string 3, you've got an E flat and a C. So you're getting that nice bluesy sound all the way along there. The pattern's the same for those movable scales that don't use an open note. So the C scale uses that 3rd string open, right? So then when you get 2 scales higher up the fretboard, of course you have to accommodate the fingering because of that. So that's why at the end of, say, the F blues scale, you're sitting there, you're going, like for the full F blues, you got your 8, 6, 8, 7, 6, 8, 5. So you've got to be ready to have a finger shift down to the 5th fret on that 3rd string. So just be prepared to have that shift back that 1 fret. So it would sound like this: 8, 6, 8, 7, 6 on the next string, and then 8, 5, 8, and then reach. Super fun scales, but it all starts back on the left side of the page. You guys are playing around with this like crazy. It's so awesome! Yes! All right, I'm going to stop sharing this, and we're going to move on to the Sunday Slowdown, just the lead sheet. Okay, and I'm going to go through. I'm going to play the melody. We're going to review the movable chords that we use at the end, because you probably remember I changed the chords at the end, and I don't think I posted the other chords on the page I put on the page that I put on my website. So I'm just going to quickly do this. There, okay. So my list of other things I need to make sure I do. Oh. All right. I'm going to share this so we can play through it together. And Helen will remember this from playing this with me in the View And oh my gosh, you guys sounded so good playing this. So I'm just going to go through and play the melody. Oops. Ah, no. Okay, why can't I get rid of that? There we go. Okay, answered my own question. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to play the melody. I'm not going to do the chords right now, just the melody. So play along with me if you want. If you remember all the chords and you're comfortable with them, then play those. At the end, instead of playing A7, A flat 7, G7, that's where I use the movable chords A flat, G, but I'll review those with you. Okay, here we go. Just at the beginning where the melody is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Next line. 3, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Changing position. Yeah, right on. 8, 6, 8, 6, 8, 6. Back down. 3, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Oh, here we go. Up nice and high. 10, 10, 8, 10, 8, 8, 6, 8. Back down. 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Oh, 4, 3. Okay, let's play it again. Ready? 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. 3, 3. I added in a hammer on there. 3, 1, 3, 1. I'm going to add in a slide. Here we go. 6, 8, 6, 8, 6. Next line, back down to 3rd fret. 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Back up to 10th fret. Oh, yeah. 8, 10, 8, 8, 6, 8. 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Oh, 4, 3. Okay, let's hit that C7 at the end where the numbers are 3, 0, 0, 3. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. So, things to think about. When you're playing this, play the melody as it's written. First time through, absolutely. Maybe the second time through is where you want to add little hammer-ons or slides when you change position. For instance, when I went to that 8th fret there, I just did a little, buzz up there with my 3rd finger. So coming from the bar before, I went 3, 1, 3, 1. I've got 2 beats there. And what I did there was I planted my ring finger on the 6th fret, and then I slid up to the 8th fret. That's how I got that sound. So I planted on the 6th fret, played, and landed, ended on this 8th fret, which coincidentally had my index finger in the perfect position to play the 6th fret. So handy. Remember too, with this song, the whole idea is that you can use your index finger as an anchor between the sections. So like in the C7 section, you can keep your index finger down the whole time. Then when you move up to F7, once you've put your index finger down there in that 6th fret, you don't have to move it. Let's see. Did you hear that little slide? Check this out. So I go 8, 6, 8, 6. It's a quiet one. I whizzed back down and I planted my index finger on the 1st fret. And then I can hammer onto my 3rd if I want there. Okay, so I've got this. Oh, sorry. 8, 6. Oh, whoops. My hand fell off the fretboard. Okay, let me try that again. 8, 6, 8, 6. kind of muffed it, but that's okay. Ooh, I'm just playing around a little bit, like I hammered onto the first fret. Hammer-ons are fun with this because you're, using the ring finger. It's usually a fairly, for me anyway, a strong finger for hammering on. So that's quite handy. No pun intended. Oh, lame jokes. I love them. I love them. All right, I want to review the chords. So I'm going to stop sharing this now, and we'll just take a look at the chords that we got cooking here. Okay. So we played around a lot with the movable, the G chord last week, right? Just playing it as a 3-string, not worrying about that 4th open string. And so just to review, you got your G here, just your normal G. And if you move it up so that your index and middle finger are planted on the 4th fret, it's an A chord. So we went down. So if I call this out as the frets here, the 4th fret, I'm going to say 4, 3, 2. And the 2 lands us back on our G. Okay? So try that. Go 4, 3, 2. Or A, and then I'll just say flat because it's hard to fit it all in while I'm doing it, and then G. So we've got A flat, G. And that's a nice way to end that. Instead of, like, you can play the notes, you can go 0, 4, 3 at the end of that, or 5, 4, 3, you could do that. Because that open is an A, 5th fret's an A, that's how that works out there. So you could play chords at the end of this if you wanted. So you could sit there and play your melody. Yeah. Instead of going so choice is yours, right? It's pretty fun to do that though, to fit in those chords. So I would encourage you to do that. Timing 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. That's why it's got that kind of floaty feeling. I like to say turn around. Ba, ba, ba. That helps me. 5, 4, 3. Oh, sorry. That was 5, 4, 3 for the melody. Where's my coffee? Hang on here. Let me have another sip of this. Oh boy. Yeah. And then that C7 at the end. Instead of playing the classic C7, which you can do too, I like the C7 where you've got 3rd finger, then open, open, 3rd finger. And as I showed you guys last week, it leads nicely. Like you can really just move nicely. It's a nice leading tone from, let's see, C, C7, F. It's just a nice way to employ that low 4th string. I realize that not everyone has a low 4, but if you do, it might be worth playing around with it. Or high 4. I mean, I just do it with any instrument. I like it. The beginning. We played around with it a little bit last week, but not too much. So I want to do that right now. So what I have us doing here is, again, with that movable chord. And this might be more like if you're playing rhythm behind another person playing the melody. But it's so much fun to have these things happen. It can be a nice intro for just a song that's, bluesy or kind of rocky or kind of country coming in the key of C. So I go on my A, which is planted on that 4th fret there with my bunny ear fingers, right? I go A flat, and then I sneak up the other way. Okay, and I play my open strings. I've got my C6. And then I'm using these two to to do a G flat 7. Sounds very fancy, but all I'm doing is I'm slipping up to my G7 chord. Okay, so I'm going to stand up and get good and close to the camera so you can see everything's happening. Oh, my dog got excited. Okay, so I'm playing. Let's just do this part here. So you got your those 3 strings open. For the G flat, see, I'm not bothering to play that 3rd or 4th string, and then G7, and I'm doing that same rhythm. Turn around, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to do that again. So we've got open, then 1, 0, 1. That's why I use these 2 fingers here. It looks kind of funny, but it lets you move right to that G7. Now I'm going to add this part here. These intros and endings, they add a lot to a song. They're really, it's fun to do these things. All right, so I've got my A chord, down to A flat, and then I do my C6, which is handy because it's open strings, so it lets me move, right? Now I'm going to toss in a bit of rhythm here. Okay, A flat, yeah, and usually I throw in a little slide in there once I'm comfortable, so then you get this. And the slide, when I do that slide, it might take up 2 beats. So you go 1 and 2 and see, like I just let it go for a couple beats. It's fine. Cleaning my finger before I play really is what it looks like. Yeah, just clean everything off, fingers, strings, wipe it all down, and then away you play. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. That was a quick slide. So you can use those chords to intro yourself. Or that could be another person playing the chords, right? And you might be sitting out on a front porch somewhere and it's like really, it's nice out. It's not like the evenings are kind of cool, but the afternoon's nice and warm. Sit on your front porch and you can play this until the cows come home and they'll be happy. Or until, let's see, Sue, until the turkeys come home, right? All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the chords for you while you play the melody. Okay, so just so that you know what I'm playing for chords, just as a reminder, I've got my C7, and then my F7, looks like an F, and then I just toss in that 3rd fret on the 3rd string. Okay, back to C7. So a lot of this is just about leading with that index finger, right? And then I hit my G7, just my regular old G7. Still hanging on that index finger, I go to my F7, C7, and I might end my C7 early. I might go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why I got rid of the 7th chords at the end of this, because I wanted it to be the same as the beginning to help you remember these chords. You don't, like I shouldn't have put 7ths in there. I wanted it to be simpler. Okay, gonna share the screen. You guys hit the melody or play the chords with me, whatever feels right for you. And then after this, we're gonna look at it as a chord melody, okay? You guys ready? Look like you're ready. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna hit that intro. all the schmancy chords. There we go. So it's going to be, again, not too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. My A flat, da da da. Here comes the melody. Ready? 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Boom. Next line. 3, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Up to your 8th fret. 8, 6, 8, 6, 8, 6. Back down. 3, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Up to your 10th fret. Well, yeah. 10, 8, 10. Oh, 8th fret now. 8, 8, 6, 8. Back home. 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. 4, 3, 2. Oh, I almost said the wrong numbers. Okay, now let's play it again. Add in extras, okay? Do what you want with this. Here we go. Oh, Dawn's laughing at me. You do it, Dawn! Ah! And I'm saying like hammer-on, slides, repeated notes, whatever. Okay, but relax. I can't hear you. Do what you want with it. Here we go. So I'm just going to take it right from where the melody starts this time. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Next line. 3, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Now up to your F pattern. 8, 6, 8, 6. Back down. Yeah, right on. Da, 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 da. Here we go, up high. Da, da. 8th fret for your F. Da, da, da. And roll back down. Da, da. Right on. Okay, everyone hit that C7 at the end, whichever C7 you want. Ready? C7. Yeah! Yeah, right on. Yeah! Wow! Right on. Remember, use this as an idea for yourself. So play it as written, and then play around with it. Make extra little notes in here. You know, you might add, I don't know, whatever you feel like. Lots of 3s and 1s. Maybe you just play around with it just where the C pattern is, because it's you're not bouncing around so much, right? Maybe that's where you just start adding in extra notes. And you keep, you know, under the F pattern. Maybe you just keep it here as it is for now, but you just add in like a slide. That's awesome. You're making it your own. You're doing your own thing, right? Okay, now I want to give you guys a chance to practice playing those chords while I play the melody. And then right after this, we're going to flip into a bit of that chord melody. Okay, because by then, you're going to have everything just hammered into your brain. All right, I'll play the intro chords with you, and then you guys play the chords or play the melody with me, whatever you want. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th fret for your A, down to your 3rd fret for A flat, opens, ba da, G7. Here we go. Da 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 da, 3, 4. Next line, still in C7. 1 and 2 and ready. Here with your F7. A da 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 boom. Back to C7. 1, 2 and 3. G7. 3 and here comes F7. C7. Here we go. Da, 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 3. Let's do those chords again. Ready? Go. C7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and ready. Change. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 back down. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Up we go. 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 back down. Here we go with the chords, fancy. Nice. Okay, everyone, hit your C7. Ready? Go. We finished together. Yeah. All right, we're gonna dig into that chord melody now. You guys ready? Yeah, we're ready. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at everything I got here. It's kind of busy looking, but what I've done is I've written in all the counting for you guys and just put in all the stuffs. Okay, so I've got my, at the beginning, we've got the A chord. I've just written it as a slash chord. So that's just another way of writing rhythms for chords. So you've got 1, 2 for your A, and then beats 3, 4 for A flat, ba da da. So it's syncopated there, right? 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay. I wrote this part here out as a C chord because ultimately when you're playing that 3rd fret note and if you're strumming underneath it to create a chord melody, you are playing a C chord. So I'm going to play this part here. I'm just going to play it and talk about it as I go. Okay, so I've got my C. The thing that I need to do is kind of dig in hard on that first string when I strum. I don't want to just strum, say, strings 4, 3, 2. Because I know where that melody is, so I've got to bring it, right? 3, 1, and then 3, 1, 3, 1, and then I just pulse, pulse. That's the little bits here where it's all I'm doing is I'm just helping myself to keep the beat. That's all, okay? So I'm going to start it here again, and I'm going to carry on. What I did to demonstrate a variety here on that second line was I wrote my 3rd fret only my C chord, only as a 3-string chord. I didn't even include the 4th string, just to show you that you can play this without the 4th string if it helps you to have that melody come out a little brighter. Okay, so here we go again, right from the beginning where that melody comes in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum my C, C7. Now I play 3, 1, 3, 1. 3, 1, 3, 1, little strum. Next line, C, C, C7. 3, 1, 3, 1, little strums. Okay, well that's all fine and well, right? Then we got to do that bar chord up on the 5th fret. That's where I've got the instructions. Bar on 5th fret, use baby finger and middle finger to play notes. Well, if you bar on your 5th fret, maybe you're only comfortable going to, like, barring to the 3rd string instead of the 4th. Totally cool. And when you strum that whole shebang there, you make an F bar chord. And then when you put your middle finger down on the 6th fret, if you strum that, that makes it an F7. But maybe you just play that 6th fret by itself. I talked with myself a lot about this while I was writing it out. So I'm going to start again right here, barring on the 5th fret, with my pinky on the 8th fret, and I'm just going to string 3. I'm not even using string 4 right now. Now I'm playing my 6th fret. 8, 6, 8, 6. In order to do this comfortably, I'm keeping my index finger down on the 4th fret. I'm using my pinky here. I'm gonna stop sharing just for a minute so you can see how I'm playing that. Okay. So I'm like this. I'm not, like when I'm playing the melody part, I'm not like pressing down really hard on the bar. I'm just keeping my finger there, but I'm not squeezing to beat the band, you know. I'm not trying to exhaust my hand. So it looks like this. And then back down I go. Okay, so it's going to be the same idea with the G bar chord as well. Now I'm going to share the music again here. There we go. Okay, so let's do that F bar chord, okay? Up on that 5th fret, bar to your 4th string if you want, 3rd string if you want. You can see it's totally cool, whichever one, okay? We just want to make sure we can hear that 8th fret ring out. Okay, here we go, nice and slow on that. So I'm going to do barring on 5, pinky finger on the 8th fret. Okay, and now I'm going to use my middle finger to play that 6th fret. Strum it if you want, up to you. And then 8, 6, 8, 6, I'm going to keep my index finger on that bar chord because it just helps me maintain my position, that contact with the fretboard. So I play my notes, 8, 6, 8, 6. At that point, I can release the bar chord as I'm moving back down to my C chord shape. And as I'm going, because I used my middle finger on that 6th fret, I might just slither down to the 3rd fret to make my C chord with my middle finger and stretch myself, kind of get back into my regular position as I play those chords. Reach back, use my index finger to play my C7. Then I'm back in my golden position. Now, I'm going to stop sharing again so you can see my hands when I do that. It's all about being mindful of your position, right? So here I am. So I use my middle finger just to kind of get me down there. So you can totally do that, right? You don't have to feel like you got to go like, maybe you can move quickly, you know? But maybe you're like, you just want to do that. I do that half the time. Whatever allows you to move comfortably from one position to another and maintain a fluid melody is golden, right? Okay, let's take a look at the next chunk here. So let's take it from where we hit the C and the C7 on this line here where my little hand is, the 3rd line here. Because then we're going to go up to the G, barring on the 7th fret, and then down to the F. So this is the busy line. Okay, here we go. We've hit our C with whatever finger we use to get back down there, then C7. Then we're just playing the regular melody. 3, 1, 3, 1. Add in open strings if we want to help us keep our time. Don't have to. While we're playing those opens, our hand shifts position. And we get it lined up on that 7th fret to bar. And then baby finger's going to be on that 10th fret to make our G chord. Now I wrote in brackets G7 because when you play the 8th fret in that bar chord, that's when it becomes a G7. So now we're strumming, we've got our 10th fret down. And then we hit our 8, 10, so middle finger on the 8th fret. Pinky finger goes back to the 10. Just drag the whole shebang down now so that you bar on the 5th fret, pinky on the 8th. Down we go. Fancy chords? Try it out. Cool. So maybe when you're playing this, maybe when you have the G and the F, because it's a quick change there, maybe you don't do any of the bar chord. Maybe you just play the melody there. You know, and maybe later on you add in some bar chord because you feel like it. Decide how you want to do it. Maybe what you do is you don't worry about barring right away and see where I'm with that G chord there. And in the tab, I've covered the 7th fret on strings 3 and 4. Maybe you just play the 7th fret on string 2 and your melody. That's not a big deal, right? So that would just be 10th fret, 7th fret, X, X. Not even playing those. You decide. Okay, this should be something where it's you feel free to play it in a way that works for your hands and works for your mind. and you can change it as you go. A reminder that I haven't talked about today, on the bottom line, where I've got the, under the C7, I've got the, why did this pop up? Can I make it, yeah, hide that. There we go. The 1 in brackets is because if you count it but don't play it, it adds a nice little syncopated feel at the end there, right? So now, all that said, I'm going to go through and I'm going to play this whole thing as a chord melody. And I might just scroll a little bit as we go. Okay. Here I am at the beginning, and I'll just take my time with it. I'm not going to be able to say everything as I go because I'm just going to like fall off my chair or something this time if I do it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got my chords. A flat, and then I go my open, 101, and then G7. Oh, I took a little longer there. That's okay. Next line, my C. 3 1 3 1 now. Little pulse on those opens, which I can play while I'm shifting position. 8 6 8 6. Next line with the C. C7. 3 1 3. One little pulse as we shift. 8 8 6 8. Back down. Oh, I gotta scroll. Oh, there we go. 1 1 3 1 3 1. Get a rest there, and then I'm going to do it again. 3 1 3 1 3 1. Next line. So I've got my C. 1 3 1 3 1. Changing position. 8 6 8 6. Boom boom. Back down to C. C7. Little riff there. 3 1 3 1. Okay, up to our G. 8 8 6 8. 1 1 3 1 3 1. I'm gonna hit that C7 at the end now. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So when you're playing it, once you just got to get comfortable with it. So part of what I was doing there when I played it was where I had my C and C7, like up here at the beginning, I did a strum and then kind of a little pat on the strings. So you could strum, tap as a way to add a little bit more of a rhythmic feel in there without feeling like you've got to do a whole bunch on the, you know, with the scale. So tap, strum, tap, 3 1 3 1, strum, strum. Maybe a down, down up there. Down, down, up. So sometimes it's not much that you need. And there what I did was on the tied part there on that 4th fret for the G, I just did a little strum on whatever notes I was barring. And in this case, I was just barring strings 2 and 3. I didn't use the 4th string, so I went. right? Just a little pulse there, and then I moved quick to my F. So I went 10, 10, 8, 10, strum, 8, 8, 6, 8, strum. On the rest, right here, I did another little tap, just like I did at the beginning. So just a way to add a little percussive bit in there without feeling like you're doing a lot, right? So picking places. Now I tried to demonstrate a lot of different ideas because you guys can make notes on your sheet for yourself. Like maybe you're like, oh, okay, I like how she strummed at the beginning there and then did like a little tap. So maybe you draw just a little line in here, right? So you got like a strum, line for a tap, strum, tap, 3, 1, 3, 1. You could tap there. The only thing with the tapping is I know it can throw your hand away from the position that you might need for picking. But the tapping can be fun. So all that said, with this chord melody version of this song, you pick and choose what you feel feels right for right now. Like maybe you're like, okay, those chords sound really cool at the beginning, but I'm having a hard time fitting it all in. You know what? You could do this. You could go. And then start when you feel like it. Like, I'm not going to come after you if you're like, oh, I had it in some extra beats. It's okay. It's your own song. Do what you want with it. Have fun with it. So yeah, pausing before you come into the main melody, that's fine. Adding in open chords where you want with the C and C7 sound, go for it. Maybe you don't bar on the F and the G part and you play the melody. Cool. Maybe add in some tapping in there instead. Maybe you're like, right? You could do that. Just write down what you want to do, choose one thing and just tuck it in there. Add things as you go. See what works for you. All right, I'm going to stop sharing now. I'm back. So I hope that gave you guys some ideas about what you can do. I mean, you can take the regular sheet, the Sunday Slowdown sheet that just has a melody on it. Just write in what you want to do. Use it like a coloring sheet, you guys. Just have fun with it. Oh, my dog needs to be petted. Okay, I'm going to stop recording for now, and I will let you know about next week. I feel like it would, if I brought my laptop with me to the hotel, it might be kind of fun to do a little lesson there before I drive back to Kamloops. But I'll post it on my page, the Fingerpicking for Beginners page. And Dawn, I'll email you as well, okay? All right, here we go.